Greetings, YouTube. Danny Staten here on the Daily Dan blog. Today I'm going back in time. I'm taking that bite out of a time capsule. That's right, I'm checking out The Secrets of Isis from 1977. Comic books that actually came out while the TV series was a-rolling. I've got comic book number 3, number 4, and number 5 consecutively to take a look at here. I'm going to try to get through them fast as I can because I'm going to do 3. We'll see.
"O my queen," said the royal sorcerer to Hatshepsut, "with this amulet, you and your descendants are endowed by the goddess Isis with the powers of the animals and the elements. You will soar as the falcon soars, run with the speed of gazelles, and command the elements of sky and earth." 3,000 years later, a young science teacher dug up this lost treasure and found she was heir to the secrets of Isis. And so, unknown to even her closest friends, Rick Mason and Rennie Carroll, she became a dual person. Andrea Thomas, teacher,
Almighty Isis.
and Isis, dedicated foe of evil, defender of the weak, champion of truth and justice.
And now that we've got that out of the way, let's take a look at The Mighty Isis based on that TV show I just showed you some of from 1977. It's a number 3. And in this comic book, Isis is going to be fighting the god Set. Got some airplane commercials on the inside cover. I don't know what that's all about. But anyway, Isis shows up just in time to fight Set. Right off the front on the cover page. So in full panels, brought to you by the Daily Dan blog, the story begins with a walk in the rain. Andrea gets wet. Andrea turns into Isis and flies away because she don't want to get wet. I'm just kidding. The storm has tingled her senses, and she senses that an ancient god has risen. And as this excitement mounts, it's time for a commercial where we take a look at Wonder Woman eating some blamed Twinkies. Oh my God. And some commercials for some really cool comic books. Wow, I like that. I'm going to have to get me a copy of that Justice League. So in true 1977 action, Big Giant Seth done come to life. Big Giant Seth start attacking people. Isis is up to stopping him. And in full panels, brought to you by the Daily Dan blog, we see Isis blind. We see Isis get smacked down. We see Isis go turn back into Andrea and go to the school and tell everybody about ancient culture because that's so exciting back in the day. And then she turns back into Isis and flies away. Yep, she's got to run save some people from a fiery building because that's what heroes do. Isis run up, she saves some babies in a burning building and makes it down just in time to slap old Set upside the head as we take another commercial break. For Batman, Wonder Woman, Encyclopedia, learn all their secrets if you order this. And you get some Slim Jim like Randy Savage. You can snap into a Slim Jim. And here's the commercials for a cavalcade of incredibly cool comics that I probably got quite a few of these bad boys. As Isis battles Seth in the pouring down rain. Rain seems to be Isis's one weakness. When the rain comes and she gets slapped around, Isis always goes down to the storm. More commercials! Oh my God! So after 3 pages of never-ending commercials, we get back to the action where Isis is fighting with Seth. And you believe this guy hits Isis in the face with a pie. Wah, wah, wah. Slapstick humor in this comic book from 1977. Once again, forgive me if I'm flying through these things a little bit fast. Isis takes on the god. The god transforms. Isis slaps him again, and the god flies away. Whoa, what excitement. More commercials. I'm trying to get through 3 of these comics in this video, so I'm going to go just a little bit quicker than normal. Hey, I had one of them. Once again, skipping the 30 minutes of commercials they throw in these books. Anyway, we're going to get this story called Politically Correct. I guess the big Seth story will be continued in the future. He flew away, and that was the last we saw of those Seth. That's right. This guy's got problems. This guy says, I'm giving it up. This guy jumped off a building, but Isis swooped down and saved him. So in full panels, brought to you by the Daily Dan blog, we get the really cool, quick story of Isis saving suicidal goofs, saving suicidal politicians, saving Mike Bellizzi. Anyway, she saves the politician. She meets with her boyfriend, the principal. They talk about it and Goof jokes. He's so happy. So after one high-powered Heimlich maneuver, that dude's saved, and ISIS is turning into a whirly-burly pile of wind and flying away as we get more commercials. And more commercials, and more commercials, and more commercials. As ISIS saves the guy, drops it to the ground, sees all she's about. She's chasing down a bad guy, a random bad guy, with no explanation. She catches random bad guy and flies off with her man. Oh, what the heck? And we get 2 hours of reading that my friend Michael Morone will just have to pause the best he can on this one because I'm trying to roll through because I'm going to do 3 of these comic books, and that means about 7.5 to 8 minutes each, maybe. Okay, Morone, you're on your own. And that's the way this comic book ends. And we move on to, I think that back, that's a horrible back. So with number 3 out the way, we move on to number 4 from 1977. The mighty ISIS. It looks like she's going to go sailing and battle some octopuses. So in what I can only describe as going to be a dismal nightmare of a comic book, Mighty ISIS from 1977, number 4, ISIS meets Tarzan. Let me give a quick shout out to my friend Dave Sunstorm at The Good Stuff. Be sure to check out Dave and his wonderful brother Stephen Sunstorm on YouTube, and my friend Pat McCormick at the Golden Ranger TV. Let me give another shout out to my real good friend Thrash Pondo Pons and Ian over at Retro Serial. Be sure to check out the good guys, and you can find me on the Fat Comic Book Guy and Shock Theater Official. Here on YouTube, we get Batman commercials inside the front cover as we kick it off with ISIS gonna be battling serpents and treasure of the Lost Lake. That's right, info panels brought to you by the Daily Dan Blog. ISIS is going scuba diving. ISIS is going skinny dipping. ISIS is on the trail of some lost treasure at the bottom of a lake. Something mysterious surfaces and foils their plans. And ISIS transforms. Andrea transforms into the mighty ISIS. Oh, the excitement. Apparently, you don't have to fight monsters if you can talk to them and tell them to piss off. And that's what happened is she talked to it and told it to go away. And then we get more commercials, which these ISIS comic books are nothing but famous for commercials. After multiple pages of commercials, we get back to the action as ISIS calls for help at the battle. This horrible, horrible sea creature that won't listen to her. She calls Apache Chief. What the heck? That ain't Apache Chief. No, that's some big evil Indian spirit, God-hating, ISIS-hating man, and he's throwing a tomahawk and bopping ISIS upside the head, made her go splash. Luckily, her Tarzan-looking boyfriend, principal guy, drug her out, and then she flew off, and he swam back, and oh my God. It's at this point we realize that ISIS is not Superman. It's not even Supergirl. She's ISIS. She can be hit in the head and all kind of stuff. Anyway, principal guy goes through the woods. Principal guy's off messing around. Principal guy sees something he's not supposed to. He sees the Indian petting his pet monster. And now he knows that that thing is some kind of contraption. That's right. It's the monster that she can't control is a robot controlled by an evil Indian with a mohawk. Oh, my God. More commercials. And more commercials. So without much exposition, this crazy Indian built a sub, pretended to be a sea monster to scare people off so he could search for the lake's secret legendary treasure. He didn't count on ISIS showing up and going, I am the mighty ISIS. And in dramatic panels, ISIS goes one-on-one with the robot lake monster and the evil Indian. Mike Bleezy. And ISIS is doing the attack. As the Indian shoots his bow at her. More commercials. And more commercials. Yeah, more commercials. And we come back for 2 minutes of incredible battle scenes as ISIS battles the robot. ISIS calls the waves. ISIS sinks her fish on it. And in the end, ISIS captures the bad guy, turns him over to the police, and the lake is saved from Indian with robot. What the heck? And then, of course, more commercials. And I know, Michael Morone, you really like to read all this stuff, but I'm trying to get through 3 comic books today. So we won't be spending much time on commercials and reading. And just out of the blue, we get Superman going to show up in this comic book and slap some bullies around and send some kids off to the police because he's a snitch. And in the last story in this comic book brought to you by the Daily Dan blog. Full panels, baby, as an avalanche rolls down the mountain as Andrea is on a Swiss vacation, riding along on a little train, headed for the ski resort, where Goober is hunting moose. Goober shoots at the moose. This sets off a horrible avalanche that buries everybody, buries everything, causes big problems. Guess what? Isis is going to transform. Isis is going to save the day. Isis is going to pull the man out the cart right before it snaps. Isis is a true hero. More commercials, oh boy. And more commercials, oh boy. And then we get some action as Isis saves, whatever you call that thing. What do you call that, a ski lift? Yeah, okay, the ski lift. Anyway, she saved them people. She dug the guys out of the cabin who were trapped under the avalanche. Isis uses her magical heat farts to melt the ice and save everybody. Yay! The rescue team shows up, and Isis is the hero of the day. We get some reading in the back where you can send Isis a letter, and it's all faded out looking, and you barely can read it, Marone. You may be on your own with that one. Yeah, we're going to get through all three of them, aren't we? More commercial! Crap on the back. And that's my look at the Mighty Isis, number 3, battling the Roebuck Lake Monster. Oh, God, what a comic book that was. And now we move on to the Mighty Isis, number 5 from 1977, and we got some aliens in this one. That's right, YouTube. I'm jamming this trifecta of goodness as I check out Isis, number 5. From 1977. Let's get started. Inside the front cover, we get to say Wonder Woman, suck it on a Twinkie. Oh, God. And apparently the aliens from Stargate are on the way back. That's right, in full panels brought to you by the Daily Dan blog, you get to see these pyramid flying aliens heading towards Earth. You get to see Andrea up at the big telescope spotting them coming. We get to see Andrea turn into Mighty Isis and go up to meet them head on. We get to see Andrea as Isis gets zapped, of course, and fall to Earth. Apparently, when she fell to Earth and went splash, she transformed back. Everybody wondering what happened to her up at the observatory. And then we get the patented Isis commercials. You know, in every comic book I do which says Isis on it, you're going to get 10 pages of commercials. This book will be no different. So Andrea wake up after getting clobbered by the space rock pyramid thing, and she has to walk back because I guess her for turning into Isis thing is turned off after getting zapped. Anyway, she goes back, she meets the principal, he shows her around asking her where she's been, and she can't explain. Look at that good art in this book. I will give credit where credit is due. On the Isis comic books, I have found the art to be exceptional. Which is saying a lot about 1977 art, you know what I mean? Anyway, in full panels, brought to you by the Daily Dan blog. Andrea heads back. Andrea heads to school. Andrea transforms into Isis. She tells her story to a group of young people. Why, I do not know. And then she transforms back and has more conversation with the principal before turning back into Isis and flying around searching for the pyramid that come from the sky. What the heck? More commercials for Slim Jims and garbage. These are one commercial-ridden comic books, I lie not. So Isis tracks down the pyramid from outer space. Isis tracks down the alien. The alien's coming in for a landing. This ought to be a good one. And it's the Gorn. Wah! He's an evil creature from outer space, and he's ready to battle Isis after 14 more commercials. I lie not. Commercials, and more commercials. Normally, I would cover all these commercials in a single comic book review, but I can't do that today. Because I'm blazing through the action as the Mighty Isis goes one-on-one with evil alien Gorb-looking thing from outer space who's been around since the ancient aliens. I told you he was one of them Stargate guys. You know, he's back. He lived in old times. He's telling his story. Nobody cares. And we get more commercials. More commercials. Oh my God, Jesus, they have too many commercials in this comic book. So after the big, long, drug-out story about aliens coming here, seeding the planet, mining gold, Isis shows up. Now fight them off because they're not going to get to take things over again. And in full panels, brought to you by the Daily Dan blog, we see Isis laying the smack down on the aliens. Candy ass, just like the Rock. Yeah, I love doing this stuff. Yeah, that's right, the aliens trying to compromise. Isis ain't having it. Kaboom! Isis laid a smackdown on Alien's buddy. And that one done it. Alien saw his buddy get turned to dust. He said, oh my God, Isis ain't playing. That's the first time I ever saw Isis waste somebody, by the way. Isis using her powers and causing things to flip and things to fly. I think the alien's about to break camp, and of course we're going to get some more commercials because that's what they do. Not that they're not cool commercials, but just too many of them. So in conclusion of this comic book, Isis runs the aliens back to their planet. Isis goes to meet the student and her principal boyfriend. And we will see what happens in the further adventures of Isis. I did have a couple more of these books, but I sent them out to a couple of friends. That's right, I did, that's true. And as we get the Isis wrap-up for my friend Marone to pause and read, I'll try to hold it there for a minute, Marone. I'll tell you that I did have 5 of these comics. You can check out the other ones I had on the Fat Comic Book Guy. I sent one to my real good friend Thrash Pondo Pons, because he's just the coolest. And I sent one to my real good friend Dave Sunstorm. I also sent Dave a really cool full-size Shazam comic book. You can probably see something about that on the Fat Comic Book Guy, too. And I always give away stuff, so if you go over to the Fat Comic Book Guy and you look up the videos, Superman comic book giveaway, more commercials, you look up Superman comic book giveaway, look in the descriptions, you'll find my address. Shoot me out a letter. Horrible crap on the back. Shoot me out a letter over there on the Fat Comic Book Guy to Post Office Box 144, West Post, South Carolina. Give me your address. Give me your name, and I'll send you out a free Superman comic book. I've got about 150 of them I'm getting rid of this week. Well, YouTube, that wraps it up. That's my look at the mighty Isis in this incredible triple shot. 3 comic books, 1 video. Wow. The economics. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that stupid little bell. Be sure to check out my friends I mentioned in the video. And have a great day. Till next time, blog over, dudes. Blog over.